Welcome to this edition of Silver Sneakers Boom Muscle. On Memorial Day, a number of fitness enthusiasts, CrossFitters, and others engage in what they call a Memorial Murph. And this is an exercise regimen, very challenging, conducted in honor of a U.S. Navy SEAL, Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2005 and awarded a posthumous Medal of Honor for his heroic deeds. Murphy would engage in a daily routine of exercise, wearing a 20-pound weighted vest, and he would run a mile, do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats, and then run another mile. This exercise regimen has been adapted by many different people, sometimes recording for time, for seniors. There's a number of modifications to where you can still go through this similar exercise routine on Memorial Day in a way of honoring all the servicemen and women who have died in combat and celebrate their sacrifice to ensure our freedom and to honor their memory. So today I'm going to do a modified Memorial Murph, starting off with doing a mile on a exercise machine. You can pick anything you want. You can walk for a mile, do an elliptical, treadmill, any number of things, trying to get that. I'm not going to demonstrate that. I'm not on the video. I'm just going to do it. And then to modify the pull-ups, use a assisted pull-up machine. And for push-ups, I like to do on a slight incline. Like to stabilize my wrist using a bar. And I can adjust the levels based on my level of energy. Just trying to get through the 200 push-ups and the air squats, and divide these into basically 10 sets where I do a tenth of the workout for each set and finish up with another mile. I try and do this every Memorial Day. Haven't been a veteran myself, but fortunately never involved in combat. So to start off my Memorial Murph, doing a mile on an elliptical machine at a low level of resistance. Again, just getting into that zone 2 or 3 where I can continue to talk, getting a good cardio workout. That's very beneficial. So I'll check back in after finishing my mile. Just finishing up my first mile on the Memorial Murph. Before starting on the additional components of the modified Memorial Murph, I want to do some shoulder arm swings to warm up our shoulders. But also a word of caution is to remember that Lieutenant Murphy did this workout on a daily basis. He was in top physical condition and probably was engaged in a lot of physical activity for the rest of his day. And then let's reverse. So you should feel free to modify the Murphy in any way that seems reasonable to you. And a word of caution is if you attempt the full Murphy, you may end up causing a lot of micro tears in your muscles, leading to significant post-exercise pain, what we call delayed onset of muscle soreness, which in our senior years can last many days and limit your activity overall. Let's do some try and twist. So I like to do what I call a mini Memorial Murph, where I'll take the exercises and do them in, for me, is a reasonable way as far as repetitions and speed, and limit how many I'm going to do. Not trying to do the full number, but maybe a component of that, maybe a quarter, third, half, or so. Again, it is in mind a memoriam to our fallen servicemen and women, and it's a good workout that if you want to do the full thing, I would recommend going on a long-term training program for it, engaged in the activities at a fairly high level, at least twice a week. Okay. Let's start off with some pull-ups. Pull-up is a full body exercise with significant components of stress on the shoulders and upper back. So I would certainly modify this in a way that works for you. I like to use an assisted pull-up machine. You can do lat pulls with either a machine or bands. Again, using whatever weight you can accommodate. I like to do a set of 10 on this. Then I'll go into assisted or inclined push-ups for a set of 20, and then do 30 air squats. Push-ups are an excellent full body exercise, although if you do a huge number of them, you're likely to get overuse syndromes and other problems like that. I like to do push-ups on a Smith type machine where I can adjust the bar and an incline to if I'm shooting for a particular number, I can even change the incline during the repetitions depending on my energy level. So we'll shoot for 20. As you can tell already, a Memoriam Murph is a exercise regimen that can get into very high levels of intensity. So you want to make sure that you have medical clearance to engage that exercise at high levels. I'd also recommend not trying to hit a specific time for your Murph, allowing yourself recovery between each exercise to where you're down into sort of that zone 2 of being able to talk with your exercise, or your heart rate is down in the 60-70% maximal heart rate. Moving on to air squats, starting off with just the box squat to make sure our form is good, and on this one we'll aim for 30. Also feel free to do rest pause. So on the 20, take a few breaths and finish up the last 10. So for a Memorial Murph, that circuit is 1/10 of the full thing. Feel free to repeat it as many times as you want, and then finish up with a 1 mile run or distance on a cardio machine. So after going through those sets for what is comfortable for me without overdoing it, but also getting a good workout, I'm going to finish up with a mile on a treadmill, either walking or at a slow jog, trying to keep myself at a good amount of exercise, but being careful not to overdo it, and keeping my mind focused on gratitude for the freedoms and liberties that we have in this great country. Hope you enjoyed this video, and have a wonderful Memorial Day.